Welcome back to the BBQ Beautiful Podcast, where we talk about all things smoked meat and so much more, including hilarious stories from our farm-to-table lifestyle and our love of the outdoors. I'm your host, Trevor. Be sure to tune in until the end of today's episode for this week's feature recipe and how to qualify for the Barbecue Brag to Win giveaway contest. Episode 11, let's do this. Well, hey there, fellow grill masters, meat lovers, and charred flavor fanatics. Welcome back to the BBQ Beautiful Podcast, where we talk about food, fire, and how to ignore that little voice in your head telling you that you should really be eating more vegetables. But who cares? It's barbecue time. I'm your host, Trevor, and today we're going to take a deep dive into something, quite frankly, we all need a little therapy over. New Year's resolutions. Yep, you heard me. In this episode, we're talking about the new year and our barbecue goals. New Year's resolutions, the grand tradition where we all come together, pretend we're going to change, and then by February, we're back to drinking bourbon while flipping burgers on the grill and hoping no one notices that we burned them to a crisp. But here's the kicker. I'm not here to talk about fitness. Unless, of course, the idea of fitness involves heavy slabs of ribs and perfecting the low and slow technique. I'm here to talk about barbecue resolutions. Oh yes, the meat-filled journey you didn't know you needed this year. In fact, by the end of this episode, you'll be so fired up about your barbecue goals that you'll probably spend the next 12 months smoking meats like you're some kind of barbecue wizard. I'm already planning my barbecue calendar for this year, and it's only December. But before we dive into 2025 barbecue predictions, let's talk about New Year's Eve. That night where we all dress up, try to act like we're sophisticated, and then end up with barbecue sauce smeared all over our face as we set the smoke detector off at midnight while we're cooking yet another brisket. Now, if you're still listening after that intro, first of all, thank you. And secondly, go grab yourself a drink, whether it's a beer, a bourbon, or hell, even sparkling water if you're pretending to be healthy. Just know that this podcast is about barbecue, but it's also about embracing the mess. Because like barbecue, life isn't always perfect, but it's always worth savoring. So grab your tongs, let's get those coals hot, and let's talk about New Year's barbecue goals. Now, we all know the drill when it comes to New Year's resolutions. Everybody's talking about hitting the gym, eating healthier, drinking less, and yet, here I am making the same old resolution to barbecue like a goddamn champion in 2025. Honestly, we could skip the gym entirely as far as I'm concerned. Why work out when you can stand by a smoker and get those muscle gains by lifting slabs of meat instead of dumbbells? And what I call functional fitness. What's more rewarding than turning a piece of tough brisket into a mouth-watering, melt-in-your-mouth masterpiece? Right? If you want to talk about real gains, let's talk about those barbecue flavors. But for real, let's discuss the main point here. Resolutions. Look, we've all made the same promises. I'm going to quit drinking, eat healthier, go for a jog every morning. And sure, by the first week of January, we might be doing all right, but by week 3, we've conveniently forgotten about those lettuce-based smoothies and are face first in a pile of mac and cheese. Taking shots of whiskey with a pulled pork sandwich in the other hand. And that's okay, because when it comes to New Year's resolutions, we need to be honest with ourselves. New Year's barbecue goals, though, that's where it's at. None of this I'm going to work out crap. Nah, my resolution to master the perfect reverse sear to take my smoking game to the next level. All right, now let's get down to it. 2025 barbecue goals. We're going to talk about the actual game plan for the year. Not to eat a little less meat nonsense, because who needs that kind of negativity? You're a barbecue lover. You know what you want. Fire, flavor, and the meat that makes your taste buds high-five each other. So, let's talk about the barbecue stuff that really matters. Look, if you're still sticking with the usual suspects, ribs, burgers, chicken, then I'm sorry to tell you, your barbecue game is basic. And you can't be basic in 2025. I'm talking about expanding your horizons. I'm talking about whole hog this year. I'm talking pig on a spit, a whole damn pig. The kind you see on those food shows where they're roasting it for hours, turning it like it's a beautiful, tasty spindle. Yeah, that's the goal. Get a pig, get a spit, and take your barbecue skills to the next level. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. In fact, you may burn a couple pigs along the way. But hey, it's all about learning. And when you finally nail it, there will be pictures, lots of them, maybe a little video for Instagram. Because let's face it, you're going to need to show off your pig roasting abilities to the world. How about mastering the reverse sear? You've heard about it, you've tried it, and you've probably failed miserably at it like we all have. The reverse sear, the holy grail of steak perfection, where you cook it slowly in the smoker or oven at first, then sear it to finish. Sounds easy, right? Well, my friends, it's not. I've burned more steaks than I care to admit, thinking I was going to be a genius and hit that reverse sear perfectly on the first try. Spoiler alert, it didn't work, but 2025 is going to be the year. Have you already invested in a Bluetooth meat thermometer? Yep, you heard me. A thermometer that talks to your phone. It's like being in the future. You know what they say, if you're not using tech to perfect your barbecue, are you even trying? Let's talk about sauces, because if there's one thing that can make or break your barbecue, it's the sauce. And in 2025, for me, I'm going rogue. I'm tired of the same old ketchup-based sauces. I'm getting weird with it. I'm throwing bourbon into my barbecue sauces. I'm experimenting with fruit jams and spicy chutneys, cinnamon, bourbon, garlic, maybe even a little bit of chocolate just to keep it interesting. Why? Because I want to push the boundaries, people. And if that means creating the world's first barbecue chocolate chip rub, then damn it, that's what I'll do. But here's the deal. The best sauces, they take time. You can't rush them. And I want that time, that love to be part of every batch I make in 2025. It's all about elevating your flavors and making every bite feel like you're biting into the essence of barbecue itself. Barbecue is a communal experience, but let's face it, most of us are still grilling alone in the backyard, trying to figure out how to avoid setting off the fire alarm. This year, though, try throwing the ultimate barbecue bash. I'm talking about inviting everyone, your friends, your enemies, because nothing says forgiveness like smoked pork. Your aunt who always judges your cooking. Do it all. Ribs, brisket, turkey, burgers, sausages. Hell, try throwing in some grilled vegetables just to make people feel like they're eating healthy. But really, the barbecue will be so good they won't even care. Now, we all know that barbecuing isn't all glory and perfectly smoked meats. Sometimes it's a series of tragic failures. We've all been there, my friends. Let me tell you about the time I tried to smoke a turkey. I was feeling a little fancy that day, thinking I could nail this Thanksgiving turkey thing in my smoker. That was back in the days before the big offset. The turkey barely squeezed into this little pit, and I thought, oh, for sure this is going to look just like the picture and be beautiful. But instead of a moist, flavorful bird, I got a dry hunk of meat that looked like it came from the pet store. And the best part? I couldn't even blame anyone else because it was my own damn fault. You ever do that? Get all cocky, tell everyone how amazing your barbecue is going to be, and then the moment you open the smoker door, you realize you've created a meat tragedy of biblical proportions. That's barbecue life. You think you're a god until your brisket turns into a leathery boot. But here's the thing, barbecue failures, they build character. They teach you, they humble you in ways no amount of success can. So when your brisket turns into a hockey puck, laugh about it. When your ribs end up in the consistency of a rubber tire, smile, because the next time you're going to crush it. And that's just the beauty of barbecue. All right, folks, as we wrap up today's episode, I want you to remember 2025 is your year. You're going to crush it, those barbecue goals. You're going to try new cuts of meat, master the reverse sear, and maybe even invent a new barbecue sauce that blows people's minds. But most importantly, you're going to have fun doing it. because that's what barbecue is about. It's about family, friends, laughter, even if your barbecue fails once in a while. So let's toast to a year of grilling, smoking, and creating memories around the fire. May your flames be hot, your meats be tender, and your guests always ask for seconds. Happy New Year, and here's to making 2025 the best year yet. Until next time, I'm Trevor, and this is the BBQ Beautiful Podcast. Thanks for listening, and remember, if you can't handle the heat, get the hell out of the kitchen, or at least the barbecue pit. See you next time. Okay, let's get into this week's feature recipe, smoked beef short ribs, one of my absolute favorites. These you have to give a shot. Make sure in 2025 you try beef short ribs. Prep time, roughly 20 minutes. Your dry brine time, again, like always, 4 to 24 hours, uncovered in the fridge. Cook time, these are going to take anywhere from 7 to 9 hours, depending on the cut. Selecting the perfect beef short ribs involves a keen eye for quality and an understanding of what makes these cuts ideal for smoking or braising. When choosing beef short ribs, look for well-marbled meat with a balance of lean muscle and fat, as this will ensure both flavor and tenderness during cooking. The best ribs will have a deep, rich red color, indicating freshness and quality. Inspect the thickness of the meat. Ideally, you want ribs that are evenly thick to ensure uniform cooking, and look for some big, at least 2 to 3 inches thick ribs. Avoid ribs that are excessively fatty or have excessive connective tissues, unless you prefer a fattier cut or plan to slow cook them for a longer period. Consider the grading of the beef as well. Higher grades will generally have better marbling and tenderness compared to select grades. Lastly, freshness is key. If buying from a butcher or grocery store, look for ribs that are well packaged and displayed in a clean, cold environment. Freshness ensures optimal flavor and texture once cooked, whether you opt for slow smoking or braising these delectable cuts. And if you have the chance or in your area to source these from a local farmer, please do. So the ingredients. You're looking for a full 4-bone beef short rib. Again, the number based on your needs and how many you're cooking for. Make extras, you'll eat them, trust me. Rub, recommended generous coating of BBQ Beautiful base layer. Pairs beautifully with the rich, fatty beef ribs. And you're going to need some aluminum foil. For the binder, you want a 1/4 cup mustard, 1 tablespoon dill pickle juice, and 1 tablespoon hot sauce. The spritz, 1 cup beef stock, 1/2 cup apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons hot sauce, 2 tablespoons Wersch, and 1 tablespoon of HP or A1 steak sauce. Directions: remove the short ribs from the packaging, dry thoroughly with paper towels, and trim the short ribs of excess fat. Step 2, mix the binder ingredients together and slather all over the short ribs. Using your favorite rub, again, recommended BBQ Beautiful base layer. Just happens to be the Boxing Day sale, super sale, as I'm going through this episode, so get online and load up now. Apply a generous coating to the meat. Step 3, place in the fridge uncovered 4 to 24 hours to dry brine. Again, I cannot stress this enough. Do this with all of your cooks and all of your meat. It makes an incredible difference to the end product. Step 4, set up your smoker for a low and slow cook. 250 to 275 I usually do for these beef ribs. Fill the water pan. If your smoker doesn't have a water pan, use an aluminum foil pan. Step 5, place the short ribs on the pit with the meat side up and the thickest end facing the firebox. Step 6, cook for 3 hours without opening the lid, while maintaining the temp between 250 to 275. Step 7, mix the spritz ingredients in a spray bottle and shake well. Step 8, after 3 hours, open the lid and spritz the meat. Again, at this point, make sure to refill the water pan if it's running low. This will ensure a humid cooker, helping keep the short ribs moist and provide a convection-type cooking environment. Step 9, continue cooking for 2 hours, spritzing the ribs every half an hour. Step 10, you have 2 options at this point. Option 1, continue cooking the short ribs until the internal temp reaches 195 to 203. Again, this is a guideline. Once the internal temp reaches 190, start using your probe to test for tenderness. Once the probe goes through the meat with very little resistance, they're done. Again, like probing butter. This is the no wrap method. Going to create an amazing bark. Tons of flavor, juicy, moist. Option 2, place the ribs on a sheet of aluminum foil. Spritz the ribs, and make sure you spritz the foil as well. Little trick. Double wrap and place back on the pit until probe tender. Again, using 195 to 203 as a general guideline. This is your wrap method. It's going to help speed up that cook. Again, use this if you're crunched for time or you're just ready to eat. Step 9, remove from the smoker and let rest for 2 hours at minimum in a cooler or in your oven on the lowest setting. Some ovens I see go as low as 160. Mine here at the farm goes to 170, so that's typically what I use. Step 10, slice these up, share these with your guests, and enjoy. And trust me, they're going to be a hit. Okay, it's time for our barbecue giveaway that we're calling BBQ Brag to Win. One lucky listener will win some amazing barbecue merch that'll take your outdoor cooking to a whole new level. Whether you're a backyard beginner or a seasoned pit master, this giveaway is going to be for you. So what's up for grabs? First, a BBQ Beautiful bundle. This includes one BBQ Beautiful base layer, honey heat, brisket rub, and a spicy chimney from our lineup of seasonings and rubs. Next, one t-shirt and hat of your choice from the BBQ Beautiful website, www.bbqbeautiful.ca. And of course, there's going to be free shipping. How to enter? First, make sure you're subscribed to the BBQ Beautiful Podcast on your favorite podcast platform. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode or an announcement. Next, connect with us on social media. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok at BBQ Beautiful. Then share our latest episode on your stories or feed, and don't forget to tag us. Use the hashtag BBQ Brag to Win. BBQ BRAGTOWIN. This way we can easily find your posts. Finally, drop a comment on our giveaway post telling us about your favorite barbecue recipe, or share your best barbecue tip, pictures, or videos. And here's the kicker. For each additional entry you want to earn, simply engage with us. Like and share the posts, comment on our episodes, or even send us a voice message with your barbecue questions or stories. The more you interact, the more chances you have to win. So get creative and show us your barbecue. Let's talk about the timeline. You have until the 25th of each month to enter. You don't want to miss it, and who knows, it could be you. Why are we putting on this giveaway? Well, we want to express our thanks to each and every one of you who tunes in each week. Your support means the world, and this giveaway is our way of giving back to this amazing barbecue community that we're building together. And we really do want to hear from you. So what topics do you want us to cover in future episodes? Are there any barbecue legends or techniques you want us to dive into? Share your thoughts in the comments when you enter the giveaway. This is all about community, and we want to make sure that we're bringing the content you all love. So to recap, subscribe to the podcast, follow us on social, share our latest episode using hashtag BBQ Brag to Win, and comment on our giveaway post. It's that easy. Get excited because this is your chance to elevate your barbecue game with some awesome gear. Good luck to everyone out there, and may the best griller win.